I'm Just Saying is sponsored by Hover.com. Go to gfu.hover.com and get 10% off your entire purchase. FreshBooks. FreshBooks is an easy-to-use online invoicing service that saves you time, gets you paid faster, and makes you look professional. Get started completely for free at freshbooks.com. And by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook by going to audiblepodcast.com/GFQ. Hey everybody, welcome to I'm Just Saying week 64. Almost age to retire.
When I'm 64.
We're almost retired.
Will you still need me
Will you still feed me?
when I'm 64?
Probably not. I won't.
Probably not.
I won't be feeding anybody. I won't be fed.
We're going to be living here. By the time there,
Yeah.
I think we move in.
Yeah, I think so too.
By 64.
Yes.
So about 10 more years.
Yeah.
And you
We'll sell the house. We'll
and
put
you-
it in your
and you
name.
can take care of us.
And you can
Yeah, I'm fine with
you
it.
can feed us soup.
I'm fine.
You can bring us soup.
Mashed potato and soup.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
yes, exactly.
Yeah. Sometimes you
lots
get
of
mashed
soup.
potato soup.
Ooh, hey,
Changing
mashed potato
things up.
soup. That
I'll
sounds
puree like steak.
Yeah.
excellent.
Yeah.
Sorry for the week off. Andrew made us take off the holiday.
I
Yeah,
know. It
yeah.
was rough. It was rough.
You guys head off on the 4th.
Yeah.
Did you do anything?
We actually ended
No.
up. Well, no, we ended up.
Oh
Two
no, then
doors
we
down.
went to our neighbor's house. Yeah, we went to our neighbor's house.
That's why we had that certain contingency at the
they
party.
had a
That's
few
where-
people
That's
over.
where they
okay.
came from. We'll talk about them
Okay.
later. But
Yeah.
Lon, do me a favor. Just tilt the mic up a little. It's a new mic you're using also. So you see the front where it's like a blue light
Nope.
on the other side.
Oh, I see. Yep.
Okay. There you go. You got to talk into the blue mic. The blue light. On the other side. There you go. It's covered a little. There you go.
Better.
I find enjoyment in that when people are like fuddling around to find the spot to speak
When people
on.
are in a weaker
Really?
position than you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel great. Is that
You
Yeah.
enjoy that? Yes.
When other people look like an idiot, I'm happy. Hey, it was a hell of a show though. 2 weeks ago with David.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yes. Wasn't that a great show?
got lots of positive press, lots of good buzz.
Yeah,
And,
David was great.
He's
yeah,
a nice guy.
Nice guy.
Very nice guy.
What'd you do with your 4th?
Well, the 3rd we had the GFQ barbecue,
Yeah,
Yes.
that was a rocking
And we were
time.
here.
which you were here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kieran might have groped you at one
Oh.
point.
Kieran, I think would
Karen
have
might have
had-
groped me at one point.
Yeah, I think Kieran would have. But I think then he saw Lonnie, and Lonnie was a whole lot bigger than him.
Yeah.
So he kind of
And he realized that we
Lonnie
were
is a
together.
whole lot bigger.
Yeah, when he
No,
realized
he
we were
knew.
together.
He knew.
Right, but I guess
He was
maybe
so drunk. He actually wrote
you
on.
mean I shouldn't be highly flattered.
No, no, you should be. If you're you're from Queens, you're tough. He actually jumped on Coco's back, started smacking his ass and saying, "Move, donkey." It was some sight.
Coco
I
hates
really-
when that happens.
I
too.
really
Yeah.
wish I had seen that.
Hey, did Ben ever reappear?
About 3 days later, nobody knows how he got home, nor does he.
Really?
Yeah.
And he just wandered off? That was
Wandered
the cool. What I loved is everyone worried for 15 minutes. Really, really worried.
And then it was
And then
like,
All right.
oh well.
Yeah, we were very concerned for 15 minutes, and then we said, okay, now it's time to move on.
Yes, exactly.
It's past. It's
Well, I
over.
think someone got a text going, Ben does this.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we were off.
That he does this.
It was a
so.
lot of fun, and a lot of people, like, it was a weird group. I've never had this group at my house, nor have I met
it was an
most of
odd
them.
combo of people.
Most of the people I've never met.
It was an odd combo
Yeah.
of people.
Yeah.
Well, some of them were Jess's friends. No.
No. One of them were Jess's friends.
Oh, were they
By
friends
the way,
of the...
I have to send her. I got an adorable picture of Jess and her one of her girlfriends. Really, really cute. Came out really well
From where?
From the party.
from the party.
Oh, this party.
Your party.
My party, okay.
Yes, your
Okay.
party.
And then you had your party.
We had our party.
Ooh. I have such a story, and I'm holding off. I told you guys. I don't know if I'm going to say it on the air. I probably will at one point. I don't know
Don't
when. though.
titillate your viewers that way.
I just don't know
Andrew.
when I will. But there was a lot going on at that
There
party.
was.
There's about an hour of material to talk about that party.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Where do
may
we
have to do
begin?
this in 2 shows. Well, first of all, you walked in
Yeah.
to the party, and you walked in slightly before sunset. So the full effect of the backyard
Yeah.
was not
Wasn't yet.
realized, but you did get to see what I've been slaving over
Yes,
for the last
I did, and it
month.
looks beautiful.
Doesn't it look nice?
Yeah, it looks great. It looks really nice.
He
Yeah,
really did a good job.
My consolation to this is, no matter how good the party was or wasn't, I have the backyard now.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
we've decided
with the exception of the crepe paper
it all went
little
well.
streamers. No, the crepe paper streamers, which have to come down.
I'm going to have to tear them down tonight because it's supposed to rain.
Because, yeah, they won't do well in the rain. But other than that, everything there is going to stay for the rest of the summer, which is really
Now,
nice.
I got there a little before 7.
No,
I
a little
left
before.
Little before 8. Little
you got
before
there
8.
early.
I
which is
left
very rude,
a little
Andrew.
before 10.
Yeah.
And I didn't say goodbye to anybody.
No.
I know.
And did you see me go off? Like
No,
I didn't.
you were sitting off in the fire pit area, which interestingly became what we have now referred to as lesbian corner.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it seemed there was a large contingent of lesbians, and
For some reason, they liked gathering around the
fire pit.
Was it okay? So after I left, did anybody maintain the fire?
a little bit.
A little bit for a while.
But it seems that lesbians are attracted to fire like moths, but can't maintain it. So
That's really funny.
it's like sort of a Jacques Cousteau kind of special. And we see the large lesbian unable to contain the fire, so it moves on.
Several people got sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Several people did the whole throw up thing.
Ooh,
several
where?
So a good
Where'd
party
they
over
throw
by the
up?
fire pit.
By the fireplace.
Oh.
Yeah.
Which was nice of them. Because it was
Around what time?
As one of our
Okay.
friends said, one of the Chinese guys threw up. There were no Chinese guys. There was a Chinese woman.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, she was throwing up?
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently she.
So Jessica offended a couple of people at your party.
What did she say?
Somebody is works for the airlines at your party, and they were having a conversation about this person's job is to kill the ducks and the animals that come on the runway.
Oh no, the girl that was one of the
Okay.
people. One of the people from my Fit Body boot camp.
Okay.
There was a huge contingent of them. One of them was the person that actually moved all the turtles the day they. Did you hear about when they shut down the runway at JFK?
Yes.
With the turtles.
She actually moved the turtles, but she didn't kill them.
No. Okay. So I think that's definitely her. So they were talking, and Jessica said the C word in a joke and a punchline, and this girl found it funny. Somebody else did not.
The female C
Yes.
word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is her favorite word, by the way.
It is?
Jessica?
Her favorite word.
See, I like Jessica way more now.
Yeah. Her favorite
Anyone
word.
that can use that word well and not there's an art to that word. There are certain words that I have always said the same thing about.
I personally don't
it's a
really
much
You don't
more.
like it?
No.
It's a much. But to me, the person who can really get away with it is a woman.
I use it very sparingly.
Do you? Oh,
Yes.
I
Right.
use it.
Okay, the
all the
absolute
time.
right.
I use it very
the
sparingly.
absolute right woman should be called it.
Yes.
Not by me.
You know what I use? I put a Y at the end.
Okay.
And that makes it okay.
Yeah, I guess. It's a little less harsh.
But so we have this love for the word, and we'll use it in jokes amongst each other, and then sometimes we forget that we are not around people that get our humor.
Yeah, because you don't get
Because
out that
we're
often.
we're really dark when it comes to it. And Jessica said something like, I don't even remember the joke, but whatever it was offended someone enough to turn around that was not in the conversation and go, just want to let you know that is not funny and that word is not appropriate to use. And she proceeds to call them that. And she walked away.
Oh.
And he said, now you're being that.
Oh, I want to
And
know who
walked
that
away.
was.
No
Oh.
clue. No clue.
Our party had controversy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
Cool
And
controversy.
then I was hanging out by the fire pit, and by the time she came and told me the story, I have no recollection of the evening.
Well, let us
I
say
came
that.
to.
Okay,
I came to.
Let us say to the audience that
Uh-huh.
it was a party that was enhanced by pineapple-infused vodka
Yes.
Yes.
and brownies.
Now I'm not going to say which one affected me. I'm sure it's a combination of everything.
Wasn't the pineapple?
I came
wasn't the
to-
pineapple vodka like kind of incredible?
Isn't
You know
it
what? That
good?
thing is amazing.
Isn't
But
it
when you
good?
try to eat the pineapple,
Oh yeah,
that's toxic.
yeah. No, the pineapple shouldn't be touched.
You know why it's so good? I didn't figure it out because last time I heard so much stuff about it, and this time when I tried it,
Yeah, last time you were denied by the homosexuals.
I was denied by the gays.
This time you were attacked by the lesbians.
This time I was attacked by the lesbians that had no clue how to make. The entire process, because it was so hysterical and I knew I wouldn't remember, I texted Kunal play-by-play of everything happening. So I have material for Thursday. Now, I have no idea what any of this means. And that's the problem. And I was trying to decode it. And only thing I'm reading here is emotional during forever young. OJ is pant. Home right now. Should wash my face. Sewing friends. Weird DNA. Panic time.
What the hell?
Everyone is really messed up. Woman from Jersey keeps saying, "Oh, is that how?" S'mores all over my pants. Asian woman, fluzz in there. No
Fluzz
clue.
in there?
No clue.
Falls
in there. Oh, possibly. Yeah. Maybe she fell.
She fell.
Yeah. The title of the show should be "What Am I Saying?"
See, I speak Andrew.
You do. So Kunal knows everything that happened. And I'm sure it was relevant because there was a lot more conversation. So I'm sure a lot of that is relevant to what we were talking about. So I'm going to have to find out what the hell was going on. But I remember I went to that corner and I thought, wow, I could get away from the craziness. I could set a fire and nobody will bother me in this corner. Because at the time, there weren't too many people at your
Who
party.
are you to know that,
Well, 'cause it was early, yeah.
moths, lesbians are attracted
to
to
fire.
to the flames.
So now Jessica makes a mistake of
Isn't that
undoing your...
unusual choice of words?
Yeah. At this point, Jessica decides to make some s'mores because you had the s'mores station set up.
Yes, we did.
Very nice, by the way.
Oh, you're welcome.
But I didn't know it was so complicated to make s'mores. Nor did I know that people did not know what a s'more is. Now, we ended up doing S'mores 101, while I should be in no condition to be teaching anybody anything. So people came over, and it was more than one person, and this is why I assumed either A, lesbians do not like s'mores, nor do they know what s'mores is, or B, people were really drunk or something else. One lady came up. She goes, "Oh, what are you guys doing?" I'm like, "Oh, we're making s'mores." "Oh, snars." I'm like, No, s'mores." She goes, "What is that? Is that how you say it? S'mores?" And I named her "Is That How Lady?" Because everything you would say to her, she goes, "Oh, is that how?" "Oh, is that how?" Do you know what I'm talking about or no?
No, I
No
really
clue.
don't.
I think that's maybe someone you work for.
That I work for?
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm going to mute it for a second, guys. All right, so that got us nowhere.
You can't
Sorry.
you can't insult my mother like that.
I'm sorry. She should know how to make s'mores.
I didn't know what s'mores were until like
Are you
10
kidding
years
me?
ago.
Are there
No.
slesses? If there's s'mores, is there like sless
It's
that's like the
impossible.
diet ones? We're making slesses.
So people have no clue how to make this, and now I'm thinking it's common sense. You take the skewer, you put the marshmallow, you roast the marshmallow, you take a
Right.
graham cracker, put the marshmallow on there, the chocolate on there, and another graham cracker, and there you have a s'more, right?
Seems ragingly easy.
Ragingly easy. Now, common sense would tell you the chocolate cannot go on the skewer because A, it is hard, and B, it'll drip and melt on the fire.
Right.
Nor can you put a graham cracker. You can,
The
I
only
guess.
thing that goes on the stick
theoretically.
is the marshmallow.
It's the marshmallow.
Is the marshmallow, but
Yeah.
theoretically you can put the graham cracker. You can make a little hole, puncture a little hole and put it through and keep it on there. But why would you? You're risking it cracking and falling apart.
Right.
Now, nobody knew that this makes sense. And they go, "What else do I do? Is that it?" I'm like, "Yeah, you take them. Now what do I do? Do I eat it?" I'm like, "No, you take this, you put it on the graham cracker.
Wow.
Seriously?
You put is that how?
That's so funny.
Is that how?"
This is more retarded.
Yeah, this is how you do it. This is how you do it. You take the graham cracker, you put the
That's
chocolate,
so
and you put the
funny.
marshmallow.
my
Now
God.
what? You eat it. Oh, is that how? Is that it?
They're retarded.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Is that how? And then now my answer to her, she's not trusting me at this point.
Well,
Okay,
I don't blame her for
I'm
that.
not a trustworthy man.
That's true.
Turns to somebody else and goes, "Is that how?" And she goes, "Is that how what? Is that how? Is that good?" Now the woman has no clue what's going on. And she goes, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about." He goes, "The snars. Is that how?" And what does this woman do? just walks away. Doesn't answer her.
That's our show name, Snarz. SNARZ.
So now I'm
Snarz.
sucked back into this. She goes, I don't think that's it. I said, why? Why wouldn't it be? He goes, it's a little too simple. I'm like, but not for you. It wasn't so simple.
Wow.
Wow.
So
now-
you have to understand, I did not know.
Yeah.
Like,
What s'mores were.
no. I was going to say, well, that too, but
S'more
like
less,
10
yeah.
years ago,
Yeah.
I didn't know
Half the
like
people there.
half the people at the party. So
Yeah.
Yeah, because we got a whole contingency from my boot camp came through.
yeah, so people were coming in going.
So people
and I
brought.
was
Well,
like-
you know the rule of our party is that you're supposed
and
to bring
people
someone
brought
we
friends
don't know.
too. So there were a bunch of people that neither one of us knew, and people were like, "Hi," and I'm like, "Oh, hi, come on in. There's the house. Go in."
Did anybody get uptight at anything? Did anybody get upset at anything?
No,
I don't think so.
People
Not
were,
that I knew of.
people
Anyway,
were like seriously dancing at a point. It took a while for people to dance. I think people didn't believe it.
people were dancing.
I think because they thought
People-
they'd catch the plague.
Yes, they were
Yeah.
afraid to catch the plague. People were dancing. People were talking. People were drinking.
Oh,
A
there was
lot.
much drinking going
People
on.
people were eating. The,
The
food
food-
was gone.
Everything that
Yeah.
we had food-wise
The
was
food
gone.
was-
It
pretty
would
much-
be gone, yeah.
Yeah, the food was gone.
We had a bag of chips unopened, actually. So
Yeah.
you can come over and have a bag of chips. We've got more beer than God.
Is
Yeah.
that how? Is that how? I was just...
That's
I
so
really
funny.
thought... I really hope she was on something.
That is
'Cause
so
if
No,
that's
no,
how-
no, no.
I really
that
hope
was
she-
yeah.
I really hope
your
she is.
friend from school brought two friends, and those two
Okay.
friends
That might have been it.
Okay.
were like odd.
Okay. That could be
Odd.
it. That could be
No,
it.
only one.
No, two friends.
Yeah, it seemed there were 3 of them.
Yeah.
It was 3 in this group.
Okay.
And they were
I mean-
upset. They were upset that we had the seats. Jessica and I had 2 seats, and one of them actually came up and said, "Can we have this seat?" And I said, "Well, no, somebody's sitting there. They went to go get a drink." They go, "But they're not sitting there right now." And I said, "Well, this isn't, the Bordy Bomb. This isn't some club. It's
The
not
where?
Bordy Barn."
the boarding barn in the Hamptons?
Yeah, that was my answer to her.
It's still there?
Yeah, it's still there. It's
Is
one of,
it-
it was actually in the New York Times. It sells more beer than Yankee Stadium.
I cannot believe
Yeah.
the boarding barn is still there.
Yeah. So I made the reference. I said, "This isn't the Bordy Barn. Seats."
That's
you-
not the
you
name
don't
of it.
go-
Is that it?
Is that it?
Is that it?
Is that it? And she goes, "But
That's not a mouthful
I said,
orgasm.
there's
Is
a
that it?
there's a bench. There's a bench here. You can sit on the
That's
bench.
not world peace. Is
That's
that
not-
it?
Is that it?"
Wow.
Now she goes, "How did you get this fire? How did it start? What kind of fire is this?" I'm like, "What kind of fire is this?" I'm like, "It's a Tibet freedom fire." I'm like, "I don't know." And now I'm like gone at this point, right? I'm off the edge. So I shoo them away by being antisocial and not responding to anything they
to
were
their
asking.
question.
No, because it was ridiculous. They were stupid questions. Like, is that it? Is that how? Is this a chair? Is my name Emily? Who am I? Who are you?
What it became was when there was nothing else to say, they would ask that. It was like their conversation extender.
Yeah. Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that it?
That's yeah.
I couldn't believe it.
And
People did seem to sort of universally have a good time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I had people show up. I had a guy that I went to college with.
I met
One
him.
year, Bob. Yeah.
Yeah, I met him.
1 year. He and I crossed paths and didn't even really get along. The reason that he's in any communication with me at all is because I went off to that memorial service for that professor that I lost.
Right.
And he was like, "Were you this interesting in college?" And I'm like, "Yeah, kind of." Because he was like, I have this whole group of friends on Facebook that I don't know, but because my friends, they're friends of my friends and they find what I write interesting. And that's, and he was there because of that.
That's interesting. Did he have a good time?
He had a really good time. He like wants, I don't know if he's listening to the
He
webcast tonight, but he was
stayed
asking all
quite
about
a
it.
while.
Is that it?
Yeah, he was hitting on.
stayed-
He was
he was
hitting
at
on.
it?
And
He
he
was
was
hitting
hit-
on
hit-
one of Joanna's friends.
Yeah, he was hitting on one of my friends.
Is that it?
There was a lot of. there was a lot of that hitting on going stuff too.
There was some hitting on going on.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
It was kind of interesting
It's real interesting for us because we're old and married
because we're
and stuff.
old married people.
So we like to see the people
Boring.
getting frisky and then getting frisky and getting crazy on one another.
So people were puking by the end.
Yeah. So we knew it was a good party.
Yes, somebody left and passed out on her friend's floor.
There was overindulgence. There was puking. There was sexual shenanigans.
Really?
Oh
yes,
yeah.
Yes.
Ooh.
Our potential sexual
and often and very much like hooking up for the future kind of thing.
Yes.
It was kind of like some meeting and greeting going on,
Yes.
you know?
Ooh.
There was our housemate interrupted someone in our basement. She came home late.
Where was she?
She came home later.
Well,
she
because she lost her mom lately, she didn't feel
like she wanted to party with a big group all night, so she went out for the evening, and then she joined the party when she came home around midnight.
But she stayed up till 4 and hung out in the hot tub.
Yeah, she did.
You know,
she stayed up till 4 in the hot tub.
So people went to your basement and they were having a full makeout session.
She kind of
she interrupted something that was heading somewhere.
That was heading somewhere.
Yeah, that's a little.
And she said, "Do you want me to dim the lights? Continue, smoke if you have them." I mean, she's like, you know her.
Yeah.
She's
like,
internally gracious.
Now, excuse me. I'll just be a minute, and you go.
I'll make myself scarce.
Go right back to what you're doing. Don't mind me.
It's like her mom coming in going, "Oh, you're having sex. You go ahead. I'll bake cookies." You know, that's our housemate.
Anybody want some pop?
Yeah,
free punch and pie.
It would have been great if is that it woman walks in, stares at them, and goes, "Oh, is that it? Is that it?
Is that it?
Is that it?"
Who said she didn't? You know.
Yes.
I'm dying to know who this person was.
I'm dying to know who this person was.
You know what? You should talk to your friend and ask her about her friends. That's what makes the party cool, when there are people that show up that we don't know. My best friend from college shows up with his wife and 2 girls, not even like people our age.
He called and asked me if he could take them.
Right, but still, there's these 2 girls, and they're like, you know, with this middle-aged couple, and they're like, "So this is your house? This is kind of cool."
He called and he asked if he could take them, if there would be other young people there, and I said yes, there would.
How old were they?
Like 25.
Oh, okay.
And I said, yeah, there would be other young people there. My nephew, who I'm going to kill, was supposed to be there with a friend of his.
And he didn't come.
And he didn't come, and I haven't heard from him, so I don't know what's going on. But there were a couple of young men there that were single.
Yeah.
And they ended up chatting with them. So that was nice.
Yeah, so there was some chatting.
And there was some chatting.
None from me.
None
Well, you were
from
chatting, just not in English.
Not in English.
Not in any tongue known to us.
Yeah,
I
it was
ran
like
away.
Esperanto
I
with
honestly,
a heavy
I
accent.
ran away from your house.
I know.
Did you shake your arms in the air when you did, as you ran down the street?
No, but I ran.
Oh, you should have.
But I ran.
No.
No! That's not it!
I really want to know who that is. I have no idea.
I don't even know what to say. Like,
and I really want to know who it was that got offended at what Jessica said.
oh yeah, but she's not offensive. Well, no, she is a little, but I mean, she's as offensive as you are. Like how you're offensive.
Yeah. Well, you know.
You're like the good offensive, honey.
No, I'm just wondering who that was.
She's been saying MF a lot.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't know where that started. Like, it started about 3 weeks ago on the show, and she said it on every
Maybe it's
show.
because of what she does for a living.
You've told me that I'm not allowed to curse anymore.
She's not even. She can't. I don't want cursing on some of the shows. She's like bonkers though. I don't know what the hell happened to her.
It's all those parties.
She's
all
lost
those
her mind.
parties that she's doing.
Yeah.
It's all those.
Yeah, I gotta think that if you work at Disney and you're like one of the Disney princesses, in your off time,
Lindsay Lohan.
You're all kinds of skanky.
Yeah.
Like all kinds of skanky. You're like, you know, you're hanging out with the crew of a tall ship and doing black tar heroin and, you know, murdering ducks and orphans, you know.
You're hanging out with Casey Anthony. That's what you're doing.
Oh.
You know,
I called it. I said it.
What?
I said she will be found not guilty. And I was saying it for weeks, and I even got hate
totally
mail.
think there's so much more to that case than just that.
No, I think it's simple. I thought the state did a shitty job. I thought the defense, Baez, did a great job of confusing the jury, and I think the jury was a bunch of idiots.
Well,
though I listened for a while, and I thought her lawyer is Joan Baez.
Yeah,
I was like, what?
Yeah, Joni Mitchell's actually coming up for the plaintiff.
Cool.
From
on
what
appeal.
I heard a couple of the jurors apparently were interviewed, and they said that it was not that they believed that she was innocent, but they didn't believe that it was proved that she wasn't.
Well, also the jurors also said that they felt that the father had something to do with it.
Right.
And that was fascinating on how they thought that, because I didn't get, well, I guess if you just followed the case by just what was presented to you.
Right, and that's what the jury got.
And that's what the jury
that's
got.
the
And
thing.
I think that's what it was. Or what I also think it has a couple of things to do with it. One, it was a lot of women on that jury.
Mm-hmm.
And they kind of sympathized with the young mom that was molested by the brother, molested by the father, allegedly, of course, abused as a child, and has this crazy house with a mother. You know, the mother, to me, seems a little loopy, and the father's a hothead, and he thinks he's a cop still. I think a lot of that, and they felt bad to give her the death sentence.
Yes.
And I think the biggest problem was that
Yes.
the state presented murder one along with the death penalty. I think
Yes.
if they never presented the death
I
penalty,
agree with you.
they would have gotten her on something. But
I agree
because
with you.
we're this society where it's black or white, there's no gray, they didn't find any gray.
Also, I will tell you from my experience working in the criminal court system that it's very interesting, but as hard-lined as people will talk, I would send them all, I'd put them to death, when they have to make the decision.
It's a tough decision to take someone's life.
Yes. When they have to make the decision, all of a sudden, they become very cautious.
See,
Especially
yeah.
a young person like that.
So,
very much
now
so.
the other thing was, well, the other charges, right? She had second degree.
Mm-hmm.
She had God, how am I forgetting this? I've said it for 5 weeks back to back on every show. The charges, whatever they were, there were 3 smaller charges, right? It was first degree, second degree, and a manslaughter, and an aggravated child abuse. They found her not guilty on all of them.
I know.
How?
I don't know.
And that was the thing. That to me means that they really thought the drowning story was real. That's the only thing it could mean to me.
Apparently, some of them didn't, though. Some of them really, I don't think, did. But I think there was enough doubt planted in their minds that they weren't ready to say that she did it.
I think her being an attractive 20-something had a lot to do with it too.
I do too.
If she looked like what was that woman that drowned the kids in Florida? In the car.
Oh yeah.
I was just watching it.
Yeah.
If she looked like that, or
If
she
she
looked
was-
like any of those, child killers.
If she was really skanky.
Did you hear that?
What? No, if she was a 40-something woman from the Midwest that was heavyset, they would have found her guilty immediately. They would have 100% found her guilty, because we judge based on Susan Smith. Thank you. If she looked like Susan Smith, we would have found her guilty. The other thing was that I think a lot of these jurors had that in mind. How could look at her? She's a pretty girl. It's a waste. And I'm just telling you what I think. The other thing was, I think a lot of them had guilt because they had done their homework on this case, and they were trying to eliminate whatever they know, and I think they eliminated too much information.
Yeah, I think so too.
If they had given her whatever sentence, I think in their minds they felt guilty that they had done homework.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too is that we don't really know exactly what it was.
No,
they heard.
exactly.
We really don't.
No, I listened to the whole thing. It was public. I listened to that entire trial.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, the fact that she's pretty, and someone else said, had she been,
And she's young.
Had this been another race, this trial would not have even been covered.
No,
Probably
would not
not.
have. No, it was only covered because she was a good-looking party girl.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
There
that's
were
the only
there were
reason.
provocative party pictures of her.
Yeah.
And you could throw those around and people wanted to look at
Yeah,
them.
but she's nutty as hell, and that family's nutty. It's a circus. It's entertaining.
The family is definitely.
And now, you know what's interesting, and I think a lot of the media had screwed this case up. I think that jury, if they say they didn't Google this, they didn't watch Nancy Grace, that's BS. Because everybody in America knew what was going on with this case.
Yeah.
At the time, even before. I've been following it for 2 years. And
Well,
some
I don't
people
know.
even
I
said,
haven't.
some jurors said, oh, my wife followed the case. I didn't follow the case. How much influence is your wife going to have on you? It's a lot that goes to it.
It really depends.
But well, I don't know. How long were they actually sequestered?
I think 20-something days. 30 days, let's say.
Were they sequestered during the trial?
Yeah, they had to be.
Yeah, so, but
it's not 100% sequester. I mean, they're not sequestered for, they still have contact with their family.
Very minimal.
Yeah.
Very, very minimal. If they're sequestered, it's really rough because you don't have contact. They let you call your family and speak for like a brief time, but you can't like sit on the phone all night like at your will, and you can't watch they black out the certain TV stations and books and newspapers.
You get like Cartoon Network and the Food Channel.
Yeah, you really are like.
But what if when you're getting, the paper? What are they doing? Cutting it out?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't think you're allowed to get a paper. They don't give you the paper.
Yeah.
You're really cut off.
I don't know.
Who
knows
there's no
what
internet.
They
There's no Blackberries. There's no, you're
sneak
cut
it
off.
in.
No, it's real. They take everything.
Yeah.
They take everything from you. They really do. It really kind of sucks.
Yeah, and it was a big case, but they found her guilty to lying to the cops. 4 counts of that, and she's out.
That was so pretty obvious.
And she gets out Sunday, which I don't believe she gets out Sunday. I think she's going to get out before. I think they're swerving the media and the people because they now fear for her life.
Yeah.
They're crazy. And you know who's crazier than her? The people that are going and protesting.
Yeah, I know.
I think those are even crazier people.
I know.
I love the one that said, "This is an abortion of justice." And everybody started picking it up. And then the media started saying, "This is an abortion of justice." I'm like, look at the wording there.
Really?
But there were some really weird people protesting. They're against her. I'm thinking, it's a Tuesday.
Yeah.
You really, you're not working?
Right, exactly.
There was one woman there. She goes, I drove 2 hours to be here, and I brought my daughter it's her birthday. I'm like, your daughter wants to protest Casey
And after
Anthony?
this, we're gonna be driving to get Miley Cyrus tickets.
Yeah.
We're going to stand in line for there for 2 days.
There were crazy people.
They're crazy people.
You know what? I think they should be locked up.
Yes.
I think Casey's the normal one.
Yes.
I think the people protesting her are the ones out of their effing minds. Really? Get a life.
She'll do Playboy.
She's going to change her name.
Well, if I don't watch this, I have to buy more stuff on the Home Shopping Network.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, people drove 5 hours, yeah.
She'll have to, she's going to have to like change her name. Well, she could have extensive plastic surgery and look
I think that's what she's going to do.
Yeah.
And we're such a screwed up country.
And she's she'll like write a book.
She'll write a book. The book deal, actually, she has, rumors are $500,000 to $1 million advance.
She'll write a book. She'll appear in Playboy.
Yeah. So she'll be I don't think she'll do Playboy. I think later on she'll do it.
Right.
But at first she's going to do the
2 words. 2 words.
What?
Celebrity rehab.
Yep.
Yeah, celebrity.
That's
yeah.
Can
Definitely.
you imagine that one?
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to duct tape.
Duct tape and heart stickers.
And cough syrup.
God.
I think
that might have been one of the nastiest things I ever said.
No, Lon, that's totally normal. Don't worry here.
All right,
nobody's
good.
judging. Nobody's judging. I think the best part of it is now, and it just shows you where we are as a country, right? I could just see this now in about 6 months. She's gonna go to L.A., get representation.
Oh yeah.
The lawyer's now gonna have the same agent.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
gonna be at Nobu. They're gonna be coming out TMZ. Hey Casey, how's everything? Casey? What are you up to? I'm writing a book. Oh yeah, when's the book coming out, Casey? Oh, just say hi to us. Smile to the camera. Smile. Guarantee. I'll bet everything and anything on that. That's what's gonna happen in TMZ, and then you're gonna see it on TMZ. It goes, oh, Casey Anthony dining at Nobu.
Yeah.
Well, someone who was Quentin Crisp used to say that television was the way one gained one's virginity back, because you could axe murder someone, but if they show you on TV, someone will still walk up to you going, I saw you on TV last night. It washes away your sins in a sense.
OJ is the perfect thing. And here's the thing. People are comparing this to OJ.
Mm-hmm.
This is OJ number 2. No, it's not. OJ Simpson was a massive celebrity and athlete.
Yeah.
World-renowned people knew him. Worldwide. They knew him from the Naked Gun movies. They knew him from playing for the NFL. Casey Anthony is a alleged whore that killed her kid, allegedly. Right. So I don't think they're the same.
She's a person from the backwoods of Florida. You know, it's because the moment you get out 3 miles outside of Orlando,
oh yeah, ooh.
It's dueling banjos.
Yeah.
Town,
Oh yeah,
you know?
Oh yeah. I don't know if you've ever been there, but it's a little scary.
I've been to Jacksonville, and that's pretty scary.
That's a big city.
I pedaled through Jacksonville.
Yeah, that's not a place you should be pedaling.
Yeah,
It's a place that you should lock your doors and just keep going.
that's why I pedaled by day.
Is it really bad there?
Yeah, it has really bad neighborhoods.
Does
yeah.
it? I don't know Jacksonville.
Yeah. Yeah, I know Florida pretty well. I hate Florida. I do.
I'm not fond of it either.
If we could remove a state, it would be Florida. just send it back.
Did you ever see when Conan
Send it back to the Atlantic.
when Conan used to do the new state quarters, and he would put the because they have every state has a quarter now, and he was suggesting what they should be, and Florida was America's penis.
It's a horrible place. I can't think of any. Jersey's worse than Florida.
My in-laws owned an apartment in Florida.
Yeah.
And people were like, you're going to keep it? You're going to keep it so you can go down
It was on
to
the beach, too.
It was on the beach. You're going to go down to Florida? And I went like,
No.
why?
Where in Florida was it?
Delray.
Yeah.
Near Delray,
Yeah.
Highland Beach.
It's a nice area there.
It is, actually. It's very nice.
You don't want to go to Florida?
No, I don't want to go to Florida. The only reason I'll go to Florida is to go to Disney World. Or
the Keys.
Or to die.
Or the Keys.
Universal, or the Keys.
God's waiting room.
We used to go to Florida every summer as a kid,
Really?
and we used to drive
Well, we've driven many times.
all the time. We used to drive to Florida, and and you know how long we used to stay? 2 to 3 days.
Oh, you
Because we
kidding?
hated it.
So why did you go?
I don't know. We would always go, and we would turn around and come back because we hated it. This just shows you why I am the way I am. Now, I wasn't the one driving or in control. I was a child and a teenager at that point. The best time we had is when we stayed in Orlando, and we stayed at it was like a villa resort. It was beautiful.
Uh-huh.
It was huge. We got like a huge 4-bedroom house. And it was in like this community, and we were playing basketball, and everybody was from New York.
Ah, okay.
Everybody from Brooklyn, Queens, Long Island.
Mm-hmm.
So we were playing basketball like all hours. I remember that was a really good time. It was like 14, 15. Every other experience I've had in Florida, just horrible. The worst place in the world.
It's not.
They can't punish Casey Anthony anymore than just being in Florida. The worst place. Just a bizarre. It smells like Florida.
I'm not sure if you're from Florida, would you have to do more or less time in purgatory?
Nobody
Yeah.
is from Florida. Nobody lives in Florida. I don't believe that.
Yeah, not a lot of people are from
No.
Florida. That's true.
No, you're getting now to a point where they're like 3rd-generation Floridians. That's kind of weird.
You do have your crackers. You know, you do.
Yeah.
And circus geeks.
You get off the main drag and go into these small towns, and it's still pretty scary.
And the eyes are a little too too wide apart.
Yeah.
I don't know what goes on there. It just smells. I'm not saying it smells bad. I'm saying it smells like Florida. I don't know. New York
Well,
City,
well,
yes. New York
I
City. New York City stinks in the summer. I do not.
does.
It is not a enjoyable
does.
place to be.
Yes, it does. But no, Florida. I mean, there are nice parts of Florida.
The Keys are fabulous.
Yeah, I mean, but listen, there are great parts in Florida. I understand that.
It's like
But,
New Jersey.
it
There are
just-
great parts, but you still have to drive through Jersey to get to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there are beautiful parts of New Jersey.
It's like Jersey South.
Yeah. I don't know. I
Hey,
hate
listen, we've been
everywhere.
invited to a destination wedding in Florida at the end of the year.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, apparently in Fort Myers, which apparently is very nice.
You know what? What was actually really nice? I went to the other side of Florida, the
Fort
the
Myers
west
is on
side.
the other side, apparently.
Beautiful place. Like by Tampa, like there's some beautiful areas, and people have no clue because everybody wants to go to the other side.
Mm-hmm.
And the water is prettier on the west coast of Florida.
Is it?
And people don't know that because it's the Gulf of Mexico.
Is it really?
It's the same ocean that the Caribbean faces.
Uh-huh.
That's the same thing. Like it's beautiful.
It's not polluted?
No, it was beautiful when we went to see it. When
Really?
I went to that side.
Because there are parts of the Gulf that are
yeah.
not good.
No. This had beautiful. I'll tell you right now. West.
Well, actually, I really liked St. Augustine.
Yeah, St. Augustine's kind of cool.
Where did we go? We went somewhere, and I was so blown away by the ocean. I said, "Wow, this is really pretty." I'll tell you right now where it is. It's by St. Pete's, by Clearwater.
Okay.
Around there. I forgot exactly where I was. It was right by the airport. But it was really pretty, and I was blown away by it.
Yeah. Fort Myers is apparently on the other side and supposed to be very, very nice. So, we'll see. November, right?
Yep.
You going?
I think so.
I think we are. Why not?
Because we can.
I mean, it's an excuse to take a trip.
We should go watch two Germans get married.
Yeah.
Who we met on a cruise.
Who we met on a cruise.
Did you really?
Yes.
That's a little weird, you two.
Of course, that's why
Have
we're
you
going.
met us? Have you met us?
Yeah, really.
Have you been to one of our parties?
Really?
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
we're being broached.
Oh.
Is that the grossness? No, not now. Later.
Oh.
I don't want it.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's a weird place though. Like there's some other weird. Like New York is strange to a lot of people.
Yeah, well, New
It's
York's
very
not the
strange
United
to some
States of
people.
America.
No, but I'm like I don't even like New York most of the time.
I love New York.
But New York,
I like it, but here's the thing though. Would you love it if you lived in the city 24/7? Probably not.
Depends. Part of town, certain parts of town. I
Yeah,
would.
it depends. It depends.
Yeah?
Yeah, it depends.
We've often talked about like when we're like really old, retiring.
If I
there.
had money
Yeah.
and I was living in Manhattan, yes, I would
Yes.
love it.
Yeah. Okay. That's the thing, and I think that's what everybody says.
Yeah.
If I had money and if I had
Because it's
30
so
mil in the bank, and I
ridiculously
had a
expensive.
beautiful apartment, and
Yeah.
I owned
and I
it,
could garage my car.
garage my car,
Right.
which will cost me about $50,000 a year
Yeah.
to garage my car.
Yes.
Well,
yeah.
the average parking space in New York, the average parking space,
How much?
starts at $500 a month.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy. I have
Like
a friend
indoor
in
parking
Brooklyn.
is $500 a month.
I have a friend. She just moved to Williamsburg. She bought an apartment in Williamsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful, brand new building. It's like a condo,
Mm-hmm.
but stunning apartment, full of anonymity.
Amenities.
Amenities. Wow, anonymity. Yeah,
Anonymity.
It's the unknown garage.
unknown garage. No, she has everything there, but the parking you
It's
have
a
to pay
nightmare.
for.
Yeah.
And they want about $35,000 a year just for the parking spot. Isn't
Oh
that
my
the
God.
craziest
Well, because-
thing? And this is Brooklyn.
Listen,
Yeah.
if you took a parking spot and enclosed it, you could turn it into a condo that you could sell.
Right.
That space could be a condo, a parking space. That's why parking costs so much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because real estate's at such a premium.
Yeah, I don't know. So at your party, where was everybody from? Are they from the area or
Most people, yeah.
A lot of people from the city.
Most people, yeah. Some people from the city, but generally the
Someone
area,
from Wisconsin.
Queens, Long Island,
Yeah.
not so like
Our
Nassau
friend that you were
County.
talking to, our friend
Yeah.
she's from Wisconsin.
But she works here.
She works on and off here.
Yeah.
She
On
works
and
like
off
two.
here, yes. Let's see. One friend is from. Where does Karen live now? What
Like
town
Dobbs
is that?
Ferry.
Oh, Dobbs Ferry.
So they were from about Upper Westchester.
Yeah, but I mean generally,
A lot of Long Island.
A lot of people are moving up there
yeah.
to
very
Westchester.
pretty.
Yeah,
it's
I
very
don't-
pretty.
I don't-
It's very lovely up there.
It's like the island, though. It's the same as moving to Suffolk County.
I think the vibe's different.
The vibe is different.
Yeah.
Yeah, the vibe is different. And
Joey
it's-
Buttafuoco's not going to knock on your door.
Nah, well, no, it's a different, especially certain towns.
Yeah.
Certain towns are much more sophisticated, and it's a different vibe. You're in more of a woodsy, mountainous kind of area. It's very hilly.
Yeah.
Some of it's on the Hudson. It's it's different. It's different. It's nice. It's very pretty. Her house is beautiful. She's got this old house. This big old house. Yes.
Lon
Very
wants to be
countryish.
Miss Queens.
Someone said they Miss Queens, and I said I want to be Miss Queens.
Yes. Well, some of the people at our party probably
Someone's
did.
invoking the Glen Island Casino again.
Oh no!
I'm near the Glen
Casino.
Island Harbor Club. Yeah.
You know what?
Is that it?
Is it still open?
I think
Yes.
it's called the Glen Island Harbor Club. It's not called the Glen Island Casino
Yeah,
anymore.
it's the Harbor Club.
We should go. We should make a pilgrimage there.
Oh yeah. Yeah, let's
Mm.
go.
We should.
Well, no, the website's open. I'm looking at it. It looks beautiful.
It is beautiful. We should get all dressed up and go. And
We can listen to the beautiful sounds of the sophisticados in the
Yes, and
in the Starlight Lounge.
Yes.
Come
we
on.
should.
1939. I can't believe we're relive the casino. Oh, there's a video here.
Yes, we should totally go.
I'm telling you, Harriet Nelson was the singer, and
it
Ozzie
was
Nelson
a
was
very
the band
that was a
leader.
very, very famous place.
It's in New Rochelle.
Yeah, that was a very
Where
famous
Rob and Laura
place.
Petrie were from.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was almost carjacked in New Rochelle once.
Were you really?
Going to go buy a car, yeah.
Beautiful memories.
Really?
Yeah.
Beautiful memories.
I was with a friend. He wanted to go get a car,
Is
so
there
we
an
went
Old
to
Rochelle somewhere?
I'm sure New Rochelle is not what New Rochelle was. So I guess New Rochelle is Old Rochelle.
Yes.
Uh
Yeah, I don't think it is what it was. Or
cool,
there are
cool team.
parts
So
of
she
it.
lives in New Rochelle. I'm going to ask you, are there bad areas? Because I was carjacked in New Rochelle.
There were.
That was the good area. That's the sad part.
It may have changed in the 70s.
Yeah.
There definitely were.
Bad.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there definitely were. But
Well-
that may have changed.
Well, this was about 8 years ago.
I mean, look at, Williamsburg or Park Slope in the 70s were ghettos.
Now it's
Now there are $1 million condos
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I don't know if I told you this. We're listening to a story on NPR, and there's a movie from 1977, I think it is. It's called The Landlord, and it's about
A rich
like
kid.
a slum, a rich kid who's basically like his father was a slumlord, and the court orders him to go live in this slum building until he fixes it. Okay, it was filmed in Park Slope in a building that is now still there, where they are selling condos for like $500,000. Okay, but in 1977 it was a slum.
Do you know what made these slum buildings? Do you know what started that? Like, let's talk about how.
Wasn't there was vacant apartments and they were giving city aid to certain families?
Well,
and stuff?
what I was reading this was interesting. We had a conversation about this on Friday, and I did some reading over the weekend. And when they started rent controlling things,
Yes.
most of the places that were rent controlled was in low income neighborhoods.
Yes.
Harlem, South Bronx, a couple of these areas. And if I'm sure you would remember, in the 70s, these places were on fire.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why they were catching on fire is for insurance jobs. Because they were rent controlled. It was costing them more money to keep the place alive and keep tenants in there.
Yeah.
Because they became rent controlled. The city said, well, no, you can't. These are now rent controlled
Right.
apartments. And you're going to have to make a fraction of what you would on these because they were hiking the prices up so high, and this is their way of countering it.
Right.
So they just set the buildings on fire because they couldn't afford to keep the building up and running.
The South Bronx was burnt out. It looked like post-war Berlin.
That's what I say. That's what I always say.
it's
That's how I
true.
describe it. It looked like
It really did.
post World War II Berlin.
It really did. I mean, buildings were in rubble, and things were, there were no windows, and you could see things were blacked out and blackened out and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what it was like.
Do you remember when they it got so bad there were so many burnt out buildings that they and smashed out windows that they actually took boards to board over the windows and painted windows on them?
Yes, yeah, they painted fake windows.
Why
on
would
them.
they do that?
So it didn't look
So
like
it didn't look so bad.
Oh,
The
that's
city
brilliant.
actually painted like fake windows.
yeah.
I
That happened
swear.
in the late 70s.
Whose administration was that?
It was the late 70s.
I think it was Beam, right?
I
think it was
guess.
Beam and Koch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, it
but
was,
they painted
I think
windows.
it was pre-Koch.
I think the best move was Mayor Dinkins's big thing that he was proud of when he put the brick sidewalks in Jamaica Avenue. And as they were laying the brick down, before it could dry, the people in the neighborhood were jackhammering the bricks out to use on their homes. So as the city's putting the bricks, the people are coming from the neighborhood and stealing the bricks from the ground. And this went on for a long time.
Jamaica was really bad.
Oh, boy. Yeah. You know how many dead bodies I've seen there in South Jamaica? My father's old factory was in South Jamaica.
Oh.
Like 132nd
Okay.
by the FDA building.
Okay.
Now they put an FDA building there. I don't know what it was
I went by
before.
your old haunt yesterday when I dropped our guests off at the subway and the train. I went by the courthouse.
Really? Yeah, I worked in the Jamaica courthouse.
So you know.
Yeah,
But this
I do
place
know.
where my father's factory was, it was horrible. And we would get called like 3 o'clock in the morning. ADT goes off and there's a dead body in front of the building.
Really?
This was twice a year,
Oh my God.
3 times a year. It was a common thing.
Mm-hmm.
Just either a homeless guy or someone was mugged and killed or someone that was shot.
When I worked there, I never went off the block. At the courthouse was on.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
No, never left the block. That was and that was like only at lunchtime because there were a lot of people from the courthouse out and stuff. That was it. It was really bad.
God.
It's
Such a
not
bit-
nearly as bad
Welcome
now.
to Queens. Welcome to Queens.
It's not as bad now at all.
Yeah, it really.
No,
isn't.
it's gotten better now.
Yeah, it's a
just
lot
Gotten
better.
I think New York has always been a place where if you know where not to go,
You're fine.
you're perfectly fine.
I think
Manhattan now, pretty much. You're
Yeah.
good to go everywhere in Manhattan.
Manhattan looks like Tokyo now.
Yeah.
it does.
I
It
remember
does.
even 12 years ago.
Yes.
Let's go back. There were still bad areas.
Oh yeah.
Like from the Javits, when you got off from the Javits Center a little
Yes.
bit, you took
10th
those
Avenue
back.
was bad.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you took those back areas.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were really bad.
Mhm.
That doesn't exist anymore.
No.
No, the real
Well, the
estate's
hookers
worth
are
too
gone.
much.
The hookers are
The
okay.
hookers are gone from
Well,
the
they were
All the
still there when
brands,
I
all
was
the
there.
brands of hookers.
Yes,
There used to be.
which is really kind
It
of
was so
sad.
bad that there were good-looking hookers on 8th Avenue, and then you know that the neighborhood is changing when the good-looking hookers
Are gone.
disappear,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then
Well,
and
now-
then
you-
the
well,
bad-looking
well,
hookers
you know where they are
disappear,
now.
and the male hookers are there.
Where are
You know
they?
where they went? They went inside of the hotels.
Well, the good
good-looking
The
hookers, too.
concierge is the best pimp in
yes,
the city.
Yes. Well, that's for your higher price.
Yeah.
call
You know where
girls,
you
though.
know where they ridded them from because the neighborhood turned around so well too was
Queens.
Williamsburg,
Yeah.
right down on the water in Kent Avenue.
Williamsburg and also Queens Plaza, the
Yeah.
Queens Plaza area.
Yeah.
For a
Used
while
to be
they
really
went there.
really bad.
All right, we got to wrap it up. 8 o'clock.
Hey, listen, one last thing. Congratulations to Derek Jeter. I don't even care about baseball, but 3,000 hits, man. That's kind of an incredibly cool
all right.
thing.
What did he hit 3,000 times?
He hit a round ball with a round piece of wood.
So we are honoring a man that took a piece of wood and hit a ball with it
Apparently
3,000
so.
times. I would call that a dummy if he wasn't getting paid $100 million.
So he's not
Right?
dummy.
No.
So
So he's brilliant.
He's a brilliant guy.
So he's
He-
brilliant.
This guy figured out a way to make a
The
career
only
out
guy
of
more
hitting a
brilliant
ball.
than him is the guy that throws the ball so well that he can't hit it.
So
with
he
it.
can't hit. He's even more
Exactly.
brilliant. What a great thing, huh? You get paid to play a child's game.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Go to our website, guysfromqueens.com. Also go to streaming site, gfqlive.tv. We have all our shows posted on our website at gfqlive.tv and gfqnetwork.com. I am wrapping it up for today. We'll be back on...
Is that
Is that it?
Is
Is
that
that it?
Lunatic Radio is following us right now, so stay tuned for that. And we have a couple of other shows you could get all on our website.
Cool.
Check the calendar. I'll see you all next week.
Bye.
Good night.
All right.